Hey everyone, let's talk about one of the most stressful parts of being a student, taking notes. Seriously, forget everything you think you know about frantically scribbling in a notebook. Today, we are diving into how AI can help you study way smarter, not just harder.
You know the feeling, right? The professor is just flying through the material, talking a mile a minute. You're trying so hard to get every single word down. And by the end of it, what do you have? A total mess of half-formed sentences and ideas you can't even make sense of later. Yeah, you're not alone. It's a classic struggle. And this really lays it all out. On one side, you've got the old way. It's frantic, it's disorganized, and let's be honest, it's always incomplete. But look at the other side. This is what AI brings to the table. Effortless, structured, and totally comprehensive notes. We're talking about a complete game changer here.
So, this is where we really need to shift our thinking. You gotta stop seeing these AI tools as just simple little transcribers. They are so much more than that. I want you to think of them as your own personal academic assistant, one whose entire job is to handle the grunt work, so you can focus on what actually matters, really understanding the material.
You see, the goal here isn't just about having pretty, organized notes. It's about building a bridge. A bridge that takes all that raw, messy information from a lecture and actually turns it into knowledge you can use, you can retain, and you can apply on your exams. It's all about freeing up your brain power for the real work of learning.
Okay, so how do we actually do this? How does it work in practice? Well, it all boils down to a really simple three-stage workflow. And the first, most fundamental stage is what we call capture. This is where everything begins. Let's just break this down nice and slow. The capture stage has one simple goal, and one goal only: record the information with perfect accuracy. That's it. When you let a tool handle the recording, you're suddenly free to actually listen, to think about the concepts, and to engage with the lecture right there in the moment, instead of just being a frantic stenographer.
And here are a couple of fantastic tools for just this purpose. You've got Otter.ai, which is amazing for recording lectures and getting a live transcript. You just let it run in the background. Then there's AudioPen, which is a little different. It's for capturing your own thoughts. So you can just ramble your reflections after class, and poof, it turns all that speech into clean, structured text.
All right, so you've captured everything perfectly. Awesome. But now you've got this huge block of raw text. What's next? Well, that brings us to the second stage of our workflow: organize. And believe me, this is where the magic really starts to happen.
And again, let's be super clear about the goal here. The organized stage is all about transformation. We're taking that raw transcript, that digital chaos, and we are turning it into a structured, centralized system. Think of it like this. We're going from a pile of words to a personal library of knowledge.
For this step, you kind of need a powerhouse. Tools like Notion AI are perfect. They can act as your all-in-one academic hub. And for those of you who still love the feel of pen on paper, OneNote with Copilot is an absolute game changer. You can snap a picture of your handwritten notes, and it'll digitize and structure them just like a typed transcript. Wild.
And look how ridiculously simple this is. Step 1, you just copy and paste your raw text from Otter or upload a photo of your notebook. Step 2, you give the AI a super simple command, something like summarize this and create headings and bullet points. And then step 3, literally seconds later, you get back these perfectly clean, structured notes. It's amazing.
So we've captured the information, we've organized it beautifully, but you know what? None of that matters if it doesn't actually help you learn. And that brings us to the final, and I'd say most important stage: study. This is where we turn those neat notes into actual, usable knowledge. Let's get right to it. This is the ultimate question, isn't it? It's great to have organized notes, but how does this system actually help you get better grades and feel less stressed when exams roll around?
Well, the answer is all about active engagement. Instead of just passively rereading your notes for the 10th time, you can tell your AI assistant, hey, generate some practice questions from this. You can have it create a whole deck of flashcards from a summary. It can even help you pinpoint the exact topics you're weakest on, so you know exactly where to focus your time.
You know, this all ties into a scientifically proven study technique called active recall. Basically, it's the process of actively pulling information out of your brain, which strengthens your memory way more than just reading it over and over. And what used to take hours of manual work, like making your own quizzes and flashcards, AI now does automatically in seconds. It makes one of the most effective study methods completely effortless. So you've got capture, organize, and study.
These three stages aren't just separate tasks. They flow together beautifully to create this powerful, integrated system that can totally change how you approach your education. So how can you get started, like today? It's simple. First, pick your home base, your main organization hub, something like Notion AI or OneNote. Second, add a capture tool to feed it information, like Otter.ai. And third, and this part is absolutely crucial, always personalize what the AI gives you. Add your own thoughts, your own questions, make it yours.
And that brings us to a really important point about using these tools the right way. The goal is to use AI to clarify and structure your notes, not to replace your own hard work. You have to edit the content, put it in your own voice, and add your own unique insights. That's how you make sure you're enhancing your learning, not just trying to bypass it.
So let's be crystal clear about the main takeaway here. AI is not a shortcut to avoid doing the work. It is a tool to make your hard work smarter and more effective. It's here to amplify your effort, taking care of all the tedious stuff so you can focus on the deep thinking that leads to true mastery.
So I'm going to leave you with this question to mull over. Once the AI is handling the mechanical, boring task of just taking the notes, what are you going to do with all that freed up mental energy? What new connections will you make? What deeper questions will you start to ask? Because that is the real potential here.